Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 43 of the Drop It podcast. I make this podcast for every single one of you that are sick and fucking tired of being fat. This podcast isn't for the people that are like, I probably should, lose some weight and, maybe I'd feel a little better. It's for the people that are fucking done with it, that are fed the fuck up, the people that are sick of thinking that their life is going to be better when they lose weight, but still not able to find a way to lose the weight and keep it off. And you feel demoralized because you've tried all these different things and you've always gained the weight back and it just hasn't worked the way that you thought it was going to work. And you just keep gaining it back and it's not sustainable. And why do I keep quitting? Now I don't even believe in myself. I don't even think that I can lose weight. Maybe someone's going to say something that's going to help me realize that I can. I'm looking for the secrets. I'm looking for the thing that's going to change the way that I feel about myself. That's going to give me the motivation to lose weight and keep it off forever. What is the answer? This podcast is specifically made for you. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Nick Geoppo, and every single year from 2013 to 2019, I lost and then gained back 50 plus pounds. And I did it on every single fucking diet you've ever heard of. Keto, low carb, carnivore, if it fits your macros, counting every single calorie in my FitnessPal, the chicken, rice, and broccoli diet. And I always lost weight, a lot of weight. And then I would just gain the weight back because I realized that the way you lose weight dictates how sustainable your results are. And if you can't do it forever, then you can't do it to lose weight because eventually you're just going to go back to the way that things were. If you hate your fucking diet, if you hate your fucking weight loss journey, you will gain the weight back because you're not going to want to live in that discomfort, in that hatred for the rest of your life. So I just kept trying these diets. And they're all pretty similar, right? There's a different form of restriction in each one. But they're all at the core, they're the same. They're over-restrictive diets. And over-restrictive diets require a lot of obsession, a lot of mental capacity, a ton of focus, and they don't change your mindset. They don't teach you anything about your mindset. We see people that have lost weight. Everyone here has an uncle that lost weight on low carb and then just gained the weight back. And we take weight loss advice from him, which is fucking bizarre. The amount of weight loss advice that I took in that 2013 to 2019 span from people that didn't keep the weight off is astronomically insane. Looking back on that, I was so desperate for help that I was just looking to anyone that would give me any advice. And I couldn't really find people that had lost weight and kept it off unless they were on this crazy restrictive diet or they got a gastric sleeve, or this was before Ozempic was being used for weight loss. But now we see a lot of that online too, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's the route that you're taking, make your own health choices. But that was not the route that I took. And I really prided myself on doing it naturally. I realized that all these people that I was learning from, all these people on the restrictive diets, even the people you still see today, the keto influencers, the low carb influencers, the people doing the low calorie, high protein, low carb recipes online that lost weight and kept it off, they are all slaves to their diet. Every single one of them. Every single one of them still live in restriction. They still think about their diets all the time. Their diet is a part of who they are. And it's just not what I wanted for myself. I wanted freedom from food. I wanted freedom from weight loss. I just wanted to lose weight and have that be done. I don't want to lose weight and then keep thinking about it all the fucking time and thinking about fucking food all the time. I just wanted to lose weight and just be fucking done with it and have a healthy relationship with food and be able to eat what I want within reason and just be able to not overdo it and not be like, oh, I can't find balance. I got to eat 5 pieces of pie instead of 1. And, that's an extreme example. 3 scoops of ice cream instead of 1 versus just never eating ice cream ever again. And I didn't want to be a slave to my diet. You know how to tell if someone's on a diet? They're going to tell you. There's this joke I remember when I was a kid. You know how to tell when someone is doing CrossFit? They will tell you that they do CrossFit. If you want to know if someone's a vegan, realize that they'll just tell you that they're a vegan. And it's the same thing. You want to know how you know when someone's on a diet? They will tell you that they are on the diet. If you have any friends that are keto, you know they're keto because they talk about it. If you have any friends that are low carb, you know they're low carb because they talk about it all the fucking time. And because it fucks with their ability to live in the world. It fucks with their ability to exist in environments with other people. Their diet is a part of their identity. The common sense diet is something that I created for myself. And it lets me losing 110 pounds in 2019 and actually keeping the weight off for what has almost been 6 years. All the bullshit that I ever did. I looked back on all of these weight loss programs that I paid all this fucking money for from different people online that said that they had the secret. And I just believed everyone and didn't even dig into what the fuck it was that they were trying to do or trying to teach. At the core, they were just teaching, here's what you should eat. Here's how to count your calories. Let me build your meal plan for you. And here's 3 tips on how to stay motivated. Here's the workouts to do. It's like, you can fucking Google that. You don't need anybody to tell you that. What you need is a sustainable, non-obsessive, non-restrictive plan, because you will never restrict yourself into permanent weight loss. If this is the only thing that you ever hear from me, ever, let it be this. You will never restrict yourself into permanent weight loss. If you could, you would have already done it. You've already tried counting all of your calories in MyFitnessPal and it didn't work. I tried it too and it didn't work for me in the long run. You've already tried low carb and it didn't work. You've already tried these things. You've already tried Weight Watchers and it didn't fucking work. Weight Watchers makes money from retention. Look at the retention on Weight Watchers. Look at the repeat customers of Weight Watchers. When you're looking at a program that has repeat customers, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem. So in 2019, I wrote down all the bullshit I ever tried and just realized that I never learned any balance and started teaching myself balance and built what I now call the common sense diet. I wasn't calling it the common sense diet at the time. I was just calling it, here's the rules that I'm going to practice and that I'm going to follow. And I wrote down 10 rules. Fast forward to the beginning of 2024, 5 years later, I started talking about it on Instagram and I launched this podcast and just experienced a ton of virality, not just talking about weight loss, but talking about how to keep the weight off. Not just talking about weight loss, but talking about how to change your mindset, how to change how you feel about your weight loss journey, how to develop self-love, how to develop a positive inner voice, how to let go of your fat identity, how to work through emotional eating, binge eating, food noise, learning how to do things even when you aren't motivated, how to work through cravings, how to develop a positive inner voice and self-belief, how to work through a plateau without quitting or getting discouraged. You're never going to learn that from someone that wasn't fat as fuck and lost weight and actually kept the weight off. You never will, because they didn't go through that same journey. So I started talking about these things and I experienced a ton of virality. I just got thrown through the glass ceiling of social media. I'd never really posted on social media before and grew to 150,000 followers on Instagram in like 5 or 6 months. And that was beautiful. Like, how fucking cool is that? Right? And it almost brings tears to my eyes. Just this idea and this concept that I've healed this stuff in myself that controlled my life for so fucking long. And it took me so much fucking mental effort, years to develop a healthy relationship with weight loss and actually keep the weight off and change who I am in my mindset. And then people started resonating with the message. And then you started resonating with the message. Now we're 43 episodes into this podcast. And after I started posting, I started taking on clients and coaching people through it. And I took my clients and I put them into my weight loss community. And you've heard me talk about this before. It's called the Drop It Community. And now we're teaching all these things in a program that I'm coaching people through, and they're doing it with me and they're doing it with each other. I'm going to play you this clip from my client, Debbie, who I've been working with for 3 months. And while you listen to this, I want you to close your eyes, as long as you're not driving or walking. Sit down and close your eyes and imagine this is you speaking. And take a big breath, breathe all the way down into your stomach. What does it feel like to say these words? What does it feel like to know with certainty that what you are doing is sustainable, and to know that you feel amazing about your life and your body and your progress.
My name is Debbie. I'm 59, and in 12 weeks, I lost 20.4 pounds. This program changed my life for sure. I've never had this inner feeling before when doing a diet. I've learned how to love myself again. It's like I can conquer anything. I've been in menopause for almost 10 years, and I've tried a bunch of diets. I tried Weight Watchers, low carb, intermittent fasting. I tried Noom, calorie restriction, so many. I'd gain, I'd lose. They weren't sustainable. What's different about this program is it's not a diet. It's more than a diet. It changes your mindset. It teaches you consistency. It teaches you how to eat good food. I can still have a treat once in a while and not feel guilty. And I can feel it in my head. This is going to be it. For the last 5 or 6 years, I just wanted to be at home. I didn't want to go anywhere. I wasn't feeling good. I had no energy. I was tired. Now I'm going more places. I just feel more social. I feel more confident. The community is one of my favorite parts, actually. There's just so many differences between your program and others. Everybody has been so supportive. Everybody gets along and everybody supports each other, and it just makes it that much more fun. If you want a program where you can eat food that you love, learn how to love yourself, be with a great community to give you support, one that is sustainable, this is the one. Other ones don't even come close. And if I can do it, man, then I would recommend it to anybody for all those reasons and more. For any women my age who are apprehensive to try, give it a try, because I'm amazed at the changes in me, and not just in appearance. The way I feel about myself, the way I feel about others, actually. I know that I'm going to keep this off. I'm going to reach my goal and I'm going to keep it off. I can do this for the rest of my life and not gain the weight back. And that's just huge for me because I'm tired of, gain, lose. It's time for that to stop. I feel different from the inside out. Once I found this program, everything changed.
God, if there was a way for me to share with you the feeling that I have when I listen to that, there's no words for it. I just put my heart and my fucking soul into this idea that we have so much more control over our own lives than we have been led to believe. And this idea that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. And this idea that weight loss is self-love. And this idea that the best way to improve your life, if you're fat as fuck, like I was, is to get in shape with your own body, get in shape with your own mind, get in shape with your relationship with food and your relationship with yourself. I believe it to my fucking core. It makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I've dedicated my entire life to this, and it makes me so emotional, makes me tear up listening to Debbie say that and listening to my other clients too, because it would have been a sick fucking joke. When I was fat as fuck 5 or 6 years ago now, and someone told me after years of trying all these different diets and couldn't figure out how to stop obsessing, couldn't figure out how to stop being all or nothing, couldn't figure out how to stop restricting, in that journey, had anyone told me that I would build a system for myself that works, and that 6 years later, I'd be helping other people through their own bullshit weight problems with the same system, it would have been a sick fucking joke. But here we are. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things. You absolutely have what it takes to change your life. So if you're sick and fucking tired of the way that things are, and you're ready to lose weight and actually keep the weight off in a way that doesn't suck ass, this is not for the people that are like, I probably should lose weight. It would be great to lose some, maybe things would be a little better. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. This is for the people that are fucking fed up. If you're fucking fed up, you can have a transformation like Debbie's. You deserve to. Your entire life is going to be better, and you deserve that. If you're ready to make it happen, click the link in the podcast description to apply to work with me, and we'll do it together. Let's fucking do it together. So today I'm taking you through those 10 rules that I wrote down that we now call the common sense diet. Starting with rule number 1, never say you're on a diet, because the common sense diet isn't actually a diet. It's a lifestyle framework and a lifestyle change. It's not a strict regimen. So instead of saying that you're on a diet, say that you're prioritizing your health, because you cannot diet forever. You can absolutely prioritize your health forever. The reason why you can't diet forever is because dieting has such a negative connotation to it. And close your eyes and say, I'm on a diet, or I need to go on a diet. What does that feel like? It feels fucking dreadful. It feels negative. If you feel negative and dreadful about your weight loss journey and your plan, you're never going to make it. You're going to end up quitting and not wanting to feel that fucking dread anymore. The language that you use matters because it dictates your feelings, dictate your actions most of the time. So we need to learn how to cultivate some more positive feeling. Make that language switch. I'm not on a diet. I'm prioritizing my health. If someone asks you what diet you're on, tell them that you're not on one. You're just prioritizing your health. Or look at them and give them a little sideways smirk with a wink and a smile and say, I'm on the common sense diet. Whatever works for you, right? It's meant to be facetious. It's meant to be sarcastic and funny. The common sense diet isn't really actually a diet. It's all encompassing of your health, your mental health, and your bodily health, because they're directly connected to each other. This mindset shift makes your approach so much more sustainable. Notice how we're starting off. The first rule has nothing to do with food, and that's because it doesn't matter what you fucking eat if you don't start addressing your mindset, which is what led to your obesity in the first place. And that leads us to rule number 2, which is keep it simple. Always come back to common sense and simplicity. If you ever don't know what to do or you feel confused, take a breath and think, what is the simple approach here? And ask yourself some of these questions. The first one you can ask is, what would a healthy person do in this situation? I don't know what to eat. What would a healthy person do in this situation? I don't want to work out. What would a healthy person do in this situation? What would someone on a weight loss journey do in this situation? Gosh, I just find myself overeating. What would someone that had a healthy relationship with food do in this situation? And you'll find that when you just come back to simplicity every single time and you keep it simple, your results are going to become a lot more sustainable, and you're going to start taking more positive action. And that leads us to rule number 3, which is prioritize real food. And by real food, some people don't like that language because they say, well, all food is real. It's not really. That's not actually really true. If it's a food that's grown in a lab and we just started eating them as humans in the last 150 or 200 years, that's not real food. You can digest it. You can still digest the calories and live on them, but I question, using the word real food for ultra processed foods. And the way that I look at it is like humans have been eating real food, like single ingredient foods, whole foods, natural foods, whatever language feels the best to you, like meat, fruit, rice, vegetables, potatoes, dairy products forever. Forever. And obesity is a new thing for humans. No one listening to this podcast had a great-grandparent that was fat. Not a single person listening to this podcast had a fat great-grandparent. A lot of us had fat parents. Some of us had fat grandparents. More of us have fat kids. And it gets worse every generation because we're eating less real food. The reason why real food, again, like meat, fruit, rice, vegetables, potatoes, dairy products, the reason why this is rule number 3, the reason why this is a rule on the common sense diet is because when you eat more real foods, you feel so much better. Because when you eat more real foods, you have so much less cravings. You're so much less likely to quit. The reason why you have less cravings is because real foods are packed with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we don't even pay attention to. They nourish you. A lot of us are malnourished. A lot of us that are fat are malnourished. I was malnourished my entire life. I didn't even know what that fucking word meant. But we never ate real food. Food is medicine. What I mean by real food is medicine. Nature's candy, fruit, is medicine. Meat is medicine. Look at the vitamins in meat. Where else are you going to get those vitamins from? Like, these are things that people have been eating forever. And now we have all these weird diseases that we've never thought of before the last 50 or 100 years. And now everyone has cancer. Now everyone's fat. Now we're all sticking needles in our ass and calling it Ozempic and thinking that it's the magic weight loss solution. No, there is no magic weight loss solution. Eat more real food. And it's kind of like a fad, right? Just eat more real food. There's people online that are walking through grocery stores saying, eat this, not this. Like, that's kind of bullshit, right? Like this is not a strict regimen of only eat real food, but you need to prioritize real food. You're going to have way more energy. You're going to be way more full. Most real foods have substantially less calories and substantially more real and natural protein. If you're struggling to figure out what a real food is, look at an ingredient label. How many ingredients are there on the ingredient label? And is there anything that you can't pronounce? If there's a lot of ingredients and you can't pronounce some of them, that is an ultra-processed food. If there is no ingredient label, because it's produce, like fruit or vegetables, that is a real food. If you look at the back of ground beef, steak, chicken, you'll just see one ingredient: chicken, beef, real food. Rice, one ingredient. Potatoes don't even have an ingredient label because they're real. It's just obvious what they are. Like, how crazy is it that now there's so many different things in our foods that we have to have ingredient labels? When you zoom out from that and just think about how fucking bizarre that is, it's like, whoa, you can take back control of your life by prioritizing real foods. And it's not that easy, right? There's so much that comes with that. And as you eat less processed foods, your brain chemistry is going to change. The way you feel is going to change. You can be going through withdrawals. There's difficulties built into there, but at the core, prioritize real food. And that leads us to rule number 4, which is how you're going to prioritize real food: by creating go-to meals. Now, close your eyes and think about what are the 5 meals you eat most commonly. Because most of you, including myself, eat the same 5, 6, or 7, let's say 5 to 10 go-to meals over and over again. We have our go-to breakfast, or 2 options for breakfast with our coffee. We have our go-to lunch, either at work or at home or eating out, our go-to lunch spot. Pack the sandwich with the chips, get the burger from here with the milkshake on the way home. Like, we have these habits built up around specific places or specific foods that we eat most commonly. And a lot of it is based on convenience. A lot of the times our go-to foods are just ultra convenient, right? So instead of creating this whole plan and letting it, reinventing the wheel and what's my diet food going to be, let's just build 5 or 10 go-to meals that we actually like. That's rule number 1. That fit inside of your calorie goal. That's rule number 2. That are made of mostly whole, real, and natural foods. That's rule number 3 that you just learned in rule number 3. That are high in protein. That's rule number 4. And that we can make in less than 15 minutes so that cooking isn't a pain in the ass. It's something that we dread. That's rule number 5. Because if you're doing things that you dread to lose weight, you will just gain the weight back. How can we make this a process that doesn't fucking suck? Weight loss doesn't have to suck. The common sense diet doesn't have to suck. The way to make it not suck is to create some go-to meals. It's going to take you 30 to 45 minutes. If you spend the 30 to 45 minutes after this podcast is over, or just pause it and end it here and do this and then come back to it, unless you're driving, and figure out, it's exactly what to do. Figure out how many calories you need to eat per day to lose weight. And again, this is not a strict regimen. We just need an estimated number to start. If you're a little high or a little low, that's fine. Let's say it's 1,800. You're going to divide that by the number of meals that you eat per day. Let's say 3 meals. 1,800 divided by 3 is 600. Build 5 to 10 meals that are 600 calories each, that are high in protein, that fit those other requirements. Mostly whole, real, natural foods. You can make them super quick. You have to like them. If you did that, and then you just fill your fridge with all of the ingredients that you need to make that happen, you'll never be stuck wondering what the fuck you're going to eat. You got to do a little bit of work up front. Create go-to meals. Stock your fridge with the go-to meals. You will never be stuck wondering what to eat ever again, and you'll never have to count calories ever again because you know how many calories are in those meals the way you made them. The only time you have to count calories in a go-to meal is the first time you make it. So measure it out. Let's say one of your go-to meals is like beef or chicken with rice with some veggies or whatever. Measure it one time. Count the calories one time and then take a picture of it. And then every time you go to make it ever again, you just eyeball it, or you can look at that picture and kind of compare it. If you're a little high or a little low, that's fine. This is not a strict regimen. It's a lifestyle change rooted in simplicity. So let's make it really simple, right? count the calories one time, estimate it for the rest of your life. There's your go-to meals. You're now on a weight loss journey without having to count calories ever again. And then after you lose all of the weight and celebrate, you just increase the calories in your go-to meals. And at any time, you can add in different go-to meals. I have really 4 or 5 or so go-to meals that I can go make right now in 10 to 15 minutes that I like, that are mostly whole and natural foods. It's one of the best things that you can do. And the way to do that, it requires you to jump to rule number 5, which is control your environment. And control your environment isn't just about staying stocked with the healthy options, right? And then one way that you can do that is by just getting groceries delivered instead of going to the grocery store. It's not just about what you have in your environment, it's about what you don't have in your environment. So think about foods that you eat a lot of that you shouldn't be eating a lot of. And again, I know people that come from the relationship with food space. And there's so much woke shit with the relation. Don't say good food. Don't say bad food. That makes people, don't demonize food. Look, you have to be really fucking honest with yourself. Come back to common sense. Ice cream is fucking bad for you. Fruit is fucking good for you. Come back to common sense and recognize that it's okay to still eat foods that are bad. We're going to talk about that a little later. But when you have a bunch of food that you know you're eating regularly that are bad for you, like potato chips, junk food, guys, junk food, ice cream, pizza, Cocoa Puffs, and sugary cereal. Whatever that is for you, go look in your kitchen right now and recognize that the people that lose weight and keep the weight off aren't the ones that have so much self-control that they can just look at ice cream and go, I have so much discipline, so much control that I'm just not going to eat it even though I'm looking at it. No, they're the people that just get it out of the fucking house. Remove tempting foods from your home. Make it really hard to get bullshit foods into your house. Delete the delivery apps. Resist the temptation. No more Uber Eats. No more DoorDash. No more McDonald's rewards app. Make all of the things that you do to make junk food easy to get into the house, get rid of them, and control your environment. You've got to control your environment. So many of you are living in households with other people that are not prioritizing their health the way that you're wanting to or the way that you are now. And that adds certain difficulties. But if you're a parent and, I can't throw away the sugary cereal because my kids eat that for breakfast. We talk about this all the time, but here's the reminder. It's your responsibility to make sure that your kids prioritize their health. Because if they don't, they will be obese the same way that I was my entire life and the same way that you are. It will be passed down, and all these things that you ask yourself deep down inside that you don't want to think of. How different would my life have been if I wasn't fat? Would I have married Frank? Would I have, would I have got that job? Would I had the confidence to say yes or ask that question? And all that shit that you think about, your kids are going to think about that plus some, because obesity is getting worse and worse every generation. You are literally passing this down to your kids. And it's like, that's really hard to hear. I know that's hard to hear because it's hard to say. And it got passed down to me, and it's our responsibility to heal these things in ourselves. It's our responsibility to control our environments and to teach our children about how to make healthy choices so that they can feel good and be healthier people. And you can do that in a way that isn't putting your kids on a diet. Do that in a way that isn't making your kids afraid of food, just by being really real with your kids. Hey, these foods make you feel really good. We're just going to eat a little more of these. That's it. Hey, we're going to make some healthier choices for breakfast. And then throw the fucking cereal away. Throw the Cocoa Puffs away. Get the candy out of the house. And that leads us to rule number 6, which is listen to your body. Now, this is something that is really widely misunderstood, and I didn't know what it meant to listen to your body for a long time, because when I was fat as fuck, listening to my body, I would have said, well, my body wants some fucking ice cream. So listening to my body is eating ice cream. That's not what listening to your body is. So I had to teach myself this the hard way. Listening to your body is asking yourself, how is the food going to make you feel? Not how's the food going to make you feel when you eat it, Because when you're bored and looking at a pint of ice cream, you know that that food is going to make you feel high when you eat it. But ask yourself instead, how is the food going to make you feel 30 minutes after you eat it? So when you're looking at, you wake up for breakfast and you've got chicken, waffles, and syrup. How are you going to feel 30 minutes after you eat that? You're going to be bloated. You're going to be tired. You're going to be lethargic. You're going to be low energy. You're going to have brain fog, some indigestion. My stomach kind of hurts. Let me get another coffee. Right? Like, we've been there. That was my whole life. I grew up eating McDonald's cinnamon rolls for breakfast. Like, I fucking get it. My whole life I was eating bullshit. And a lot of us are still doing it. A lot of you are still doing it, you know, in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Ask yourself, how are you going to feel 30 minutes after you eat it? So instead, let's say that you wake up and you look at some Greek yogurt with some fruit, with some honey, with an apple on the side. How are you going to feel 30 minutes after you eat that? You're going to be content. You're going to feel good. You're going to have some energy. You're not going to have brain fog. You're just going to kind of forget that you even ate breakfast. You know, when you eat bullshit and you go, oh, I wish I didn't eat that. You're still thinking about the food after you ate it. This is a part of what leads to food obsession. When you make better choices, food obsession starts to go away because you just kind of forget that you ate. It's like, oh, I ate that food. That was really good. And then you move on. And then someone goes, what'd you eat for breakfast? And you go, you got to think for a second because it didn't have this big impact on how you feel. It just kind of felt good. You know, it wasn't this overly emotional, negative experience. Like, that's what food can be for you when you just listen to your body. Your body already knows which foods are good for you and which foods are going to make you feel good and support you on your weight loss journey and on your health. Your body wants to lose weight. Your body does not want to be fat. There's all these people that are like, I've always been a fat guy, you know, and my body I'm naturally fat. If you say that, it's impossible for you to lose weight because what it does is you're giving yourself an excuse to continue making choices that are not supporting you in your goals. Listening to your body is also about reassuring your body. My body desires to be healthy. I desire for my body to be healthy, and my body desires for it to be healthy. You say that, it's going to help you make better choices. All of these different mental frames, you notice how much we're talking about mentality? This is why people that I work with are losing weight and keeping it off, because we're changing who they are as a person, right? So take this whole concept, listen to your body. How do you feel? How are foods going to make you feel 30 minutes after you eat them? Your body already knows. Here's how to feel better about your body. Here's how to connect more to your body. And you apply these same lessons to everything in life. Guys, you're going to feel so fucking good. You're going to feel so good. You deserve it. You fucking deserve to feel like this. You deserve to prioritize your health. God, you fucking deserve it. Listen to your body. Your body knows which foods support you. Your body does not want to be fat. Your body wants to be healthy, and your body needs to be led by your mind. But it's a team effort. It's not your mind versus your body. It's your mind and your body on the same team. Your body will follow your mind every single time, but still consult with your body. Ask your body. Pay attention. Your body has all of the answers inside. Imagine your mind and your body as two separate entities on the same team, and literally ask your body. You could say it out loud. How is this food going to make me feel? How cheesy is this, right? And every single one of these steps, we're really diving in. This sounds like a lot. You practice this stuff and it just becomes automatic. So I don't go around and think, how's this food going to make me feel 30 minutes after I eat it, and then close my eyes and talk to my body. It's just automatic. I just look at a food and go, oh, that's going to make me feel like shit. I'm going to eat this instead. It's not like this long drawn out process, right? And you can get there too. This is what it means to have a healthy relationship with yourself. This is what it means to have a healthy relationship with food. This is how you develop self-belief. This is how you lose weight and keep the weight off. No amount of putting your fucking calories in MyFitnessPal is ever going to teach you this shit. And this is what you actually need to learn. This is what no program has ever taught you. This is what no other fucking coach that was never even fat has taught you anything about, because they don't fucking know. And it's not their fault. It's not that what they do doesn't work. You're going to lose weight. You're just not going to change your mentality, and you're probably going to gain it back the same way you did before, the same way I did for 6 fucking years. Listen to your body. You can tell I'm very passionate about this. I live for this work. Everything I was looking for was in the journey of learning these things and applying them to my life. All the money I was looking for at work, all the self-confidence that I wanted in dating and in intimate relationships, all of the friendships and brotherhood that I've been calling into my life. I couldn't have done it when I was fat. I couldn't have done it when I didn't know how to listen to my body. I couldn't have done it saying that I'm on a fucking diet. I couldn't have done it with some complicated shit where I was just counting all my calories, my way to weight loss, and my environment was out of control. I couldn't do it. If anybody can, let me know, but I've just never met anybody that did. I've never met anybody that did. Common sense diet rule number 7 is enjoy bullshit foods in moderation. So this whole time we're talking about, what to eat, right? And we're very focused on the positive. The reason why is because when you focus on the negative, you will have a negative experience. Where your mind goes is what will persist. The more you focus on positive things, the more positive things will happen to you. And this is what's really interesting, right? It's the more you focus on the things that are wrong with your life, the bigger problems the things that are wrong with your life become. We're looking for weight loss in a way that isn't obsessive. And so long as we do not enjoy bullshit foods in moderation, you'll always be obsessed. You're always going to be controlled by the thing that you're avoiding. So you have to find a way to have balance around bullshit food. And again, people get upset. You can't say bullshit food. Yes, you can. Just because something is bullshit doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean you can't eat it. We know that alcohol is bullshit, but we still drink it and we don't beat ourselves up. Maybe some people drink probably too much, but you never beat yourself up for going and having a drink with your friends on a Thursday night after work. We know that cake is bullshit. We know that it's not good for us, but we eat cake on our birthday, and that's okay. Nobody feels bad about eating a slice of cake on their birthday. It's a part of being human. That's okay. We have to find a way to have balance and to eat processed or bullshit foods in moderation without bringing them into our environment. So I say, you hear the 80-20, you hear the 90-10, healthy, unhealthy. 90-10 feels better to me. That's about where I'm at, 90-10, but fuck the percentages. Just come back to common sense. Don't eat a bunch of bullshit all the time, but learn how to have balance around bullshit. And the way to do that is to practice. So whenever you're in an environment where bullshit is the only option, right? You're at a barbecue, they got hot dogs, cheeseburgers, and chips, and ice cream, and that's it. So it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to not eat because you're on a diet? Like, that sounds fucking miserable, right? What you can do instead is look at this as an opportunity to practice not overeating. I'm going to just have one hot dog and one cheeseburger, and I'm going to skip on the chips and the ice cream for now. Or ice cream sounds really good, but I should eat something with a little more sustenance, so I'm going to have a burger with one scoop of ice cream. I'm going to pass on the chips and the hot dog. But when I feel the urge to eat more of them, I'm going to sit with the discomfort of that craving. Let me say that again. When I feel the urge to continue overeating on these foods, I'm going to just give myself permission to sit with the discomfort of that craving. In practice moderation, you'll never get better at something that you don't practice. If your solution is to go to the barbecue and not eat, that's kind of weird. You're missing out on the connection with other people. You're missing out on the culture. You're at a barbecue. Eat a hot dog. It's not a big deal. Practice only eating one hot dog. If you don't practice, you'll never get better at it. So put yourself in positions where you can practice enjoying bullshit food in moderation. And that leads us to rule number 8, which is there are no cheat meals. And no, I don't mean there are no cheat meals because you better be dialed in and you better never eat bullshit. Hustler mentality, unsustainable, obsessive. No, I mean there are no cheat meals as in never use the word cheat meal. Comes back to language. So when you have a cheat meal, that means that you're on a diet. What are you cheating from? What are you cheating on? I'm cheating on my diet. We're not on a diet. We're prioritizing our health. The common sense diet is facetious. It's a joke. It's meant to be sarcastic. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change and a lifestyle framework. There are no cheat meals. Anyone that is on a weight loss journey that ever even uses the fucking word cheat meal is either A, fucked and going to gain the weight back, or 2, they're planning out their cheat meals ahead of time. So they'll go, okay, on Friday, I'm going to cheat on my diet. And it's Tuesday. So then they'll be excited for Friday. For all of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're talking about their cheat meal. They get to their cheat meal. They overdo it. Oh my God, you wake up on Saturday, you feel like shit. You're kind of, oh, now do you A, try to make up for it by eating less food? And then you're stuck in this cycle of overeating and undereating? Or do you B, just say, fuck it, I'm going to start again on Monday. I overate. We're going to start again on Monday. Or the first of the month or the first of the year. or just say fuck it entirely and it's all over. Cheat meals, the idea of a cheat meal is not sustainable. You can't have a cheat meal when you just enjoy bullshit food in moderation. So instead of having the cheat meal, like my cheat meal is this barbecue we were talking about, it's not a cheat meal. Just go practice eating in moderation. You're not going to be at a barbecue every fucking day. Give yourself permission to use better language. Give yourself permission to enjoy some bullshit food in moderation without it being a cheat meal. Because when you cheat on your diet, quote unquote, cheat on your quote unquote diet, that means that you're off track, quote unquote off track. And when you're off track, that means you got to get back on track. How fucking hard is it to get back on track? What if you were always on track even when you were enjoying bullshit foods in moderation? Because bullshit foods in moderation are a part of the track. There are no cheat meals. This is one of the most important rules, one of the most important mental switches that I made. Coaching myself through this was really, really intense. And in having to really dive into my own psyche and video things. That's why you see these videos of me on Instagram. Like I have to really teach these concepts to myself. And I recognized that I was scheduling out cheat meals. Oh my God. How obsessive is scheduling out cheat meals? Talk about food controlling your life. Talk about being a slave to your diet, scheduling cheat meals. Wow. That leads us to rule number 9. And it's similar to enjoying bullshit food in moderation, but it's a little different. Rule number 9 is my favorite rule by far. It's eat mom's apple pie. Let me say that again. Eat mom's apple pie. Now, for those of you that are not in the United States, apple pie is kind of an American tradition, apple pie in baseball. And what I mean by eat mom's apple pie, I want to ask you this. If your mom made apple pie for you and you were on a weight loss journey or quote unquote on a diet, she puts the pie right in front of your face. Enjoy the pie. What the fuck are you going to do? You're going to say, sorry, Mom, can't eat the pie. I'm on a diet. That's a fucking problem because your mom just made this fucking pie and you're missing out on culture. You're missing out on connection to your mom. It's a really specific example, right? But you're missing out on the family connection of eating the food. Food is connection. Food is culture. Food is celebration. And you're going to just say no? Sorry, I'm trying to lose weight, can't eat the pie. Like, that's a fucking problem. That's your diet controlling you. That's unsustainable. That's an unhealthy relationship with food. Now, you can't eat mom's apple pie every single fucking day. It's also a problem to say, thanks for the pie, Mom. I'll take 3 or 4 slices, eat them right now, and then I'm going to bring 2 pies home and eat 1 slice every day until it's gone. That's a fucking problem as well, right? So it's a full scale. The left side of the scale, hold both hands up. The left hand is, sorry, Mom, I can't eat the pie. The right hand is, thanks, Mom, I'll eat 3 slices and bring some home. Really love you. Thanks for the pie. The answer is right in the fucking middle. It's not one or the other. It's directly in the middle of that scale, of that spectrum. Mom, thank you for the pie. I'm going to eat 1 piece of it. Oh, honey, take a pie home. Not today, Mom. Really working on just prioritizing my health by just prioritizing more foods that make me feel, support me in my journey. But I love you, and I'm excited to have another piece the next time I'm over. Okay, thanks, honey. Like, that's the conversation, right? That concept applies to everything. Enjoy mom's apple pie. At the core, what it means is celebrate. Food is a part of celebration. Food is not the celebration. It is a part of the celebration. You eat cake on your birthday. The cake is a part of your birthday. Your birthday is not the cake. The key is to not put so much focus onto the cake that you eat a bunch of the fucking cake. When you go out to dinner, you're on a date with your husband or your wife or whoever the fuck, right? And they want to get an appetizer, like an appetizer that isn't a whole, real, natural food, doesn't support you in your goals. You don't typically eat it. Maybe it's just total bullshit. You're going to say, no, let's not get that. Like, get the appetizer, practice eating a normal portion size, and enjoy mom's apple pie when she makes it. Eat 1 serving. Eating 1 serving of something is not going to, it's not going to fuck up your weight loss journey. You've got to enjoy food for what it is. You get a promotion at work and your boss orders pizza for everyone to celebrate your promotion. Sorry, guys, can't eat it. I'm on a weight loss journey. That's a problem. Hey, boss, yeah, I'll have 4 pieces. Can I bring this one home? That's a problem. Eat 1 to 2 slices of pizza. Enjoy mom's apple pie. The idea of not eating a scoop of ice cream at your kid's birthday party because you're on a diet is a fucking problem. And you will not keep the weight off. If you do, and if you even hit your weight loss goal with that sort of mentality of just over-restricting yourself, You're going to be thinking about food all the time. You're never going to have any self-control around food. Not eating the food that's not the same as self-control. Self-control is being able to eat a normal serving size of it without overdoing it. And you would do that by practicing eating mom's apple pie. If you're in a situation where you're really comfortable, like let's keep going back to if it's literally your mom or your partner or whatever, you can say to the person, hey, I'm practicing eating normal portion sizes. I'm noticing this is uncomfortable for me because I'm afraid that I'm going to eat more and I'm worried. And I just wanted to voice that to you because it'll make me feel a little better. Like you can say that to someone. Or if you don't have that comfort with whoever you're with or you're alone, then just say it to yourself. Literally say it out loud. Hey, you got this. We're just going to practice eating a normal portion size. I'm going to sit with the discomfort of wanting more should I want more. And I'm going to build a reference point for myself. The next time I'm in this situation, I'm going to look back on this today and remind myself that I do have what it takes to have more control over food and to eat a normal portion size and have balance. Do it successfully. Pull out your phone. Take a video of yourself talking about what you fucking did. And then do the same thing next time. Nick, really proud of you. I'm holding, you can't see me because I'm not on video. I'm holding my phone up right now. Nick, I'm really proud of you. I was worried about eating pizza because I'm on this weight loss journey and I'm prioritizing my health, but I just ate 2 slices and I don't feel horrible about it. You know, I'm a little tired, but that makes sense because I don't eat pizza all the time anymore. But yeah, the next time you're in this situation, Nick, I'm talking to myself in the camera. Just look at this video. Remind yourself, like, you absolutely have what it takes to just eat a normal portion size and to eat mom's apple pie when she makes it. Don't let mom make apple pie more than 2 or 3 times a week, and you will lose weight, and you will keep the fucking weight off. Notice how we're combining mindset work with food. Notice how we're changing our relationship with ourself. Notice how you pull out your phone out, you talk to yourself, you motivate yourself, you go back and reference your own inspiration, your own motivation, your own story at any time. How does that apply to every single other area of life outside of food? How does that make you feel better about yourself when you watch that video? How does that make you have more love for yourself when you reassure yourself that you can and then you do? Weight loss is self-love. Self-love is in this journey. It's in this journey of prioritizing your health because if you love yourself, that means that you do things for yourself that are loving. And here's the opportunity to do that. Here's the opportunity to fucking like yourself. Like, here's the opportunity to respect yourself. We're all looking in the mirror. I was looking in the mirror saying, I love myself. I love myself. Even though I fucking didn't. I fucking hated myself. And I hated my body. And I hated how I felt. I hated that I let things get so fucking bad. And I'm looking in the mirror trying to do these fucking affirmations, lying. I'm literally lying. And when I'm lying to myself, what I'm doing is building distrust. And when you build distrust, then when I start saying things, I don't even trust myself. So when I say, I'm going to lose weight, I don't even trust myself because I've been lying to myself every fucking day, trying to convince myself that I love myself. The reality is, when you look in the mirror and say, if this is what's real for you, right? You look in the mirror and say, I actually don't respect myself. And the reason why I don't respect myself is because I don't take care of myself and I feel like shit. And I wish that I did take care of myself. So what I'm going to do is develop self-respect by prioritizing my health. And the first thing I'm going to do to prioritize my health is prioritize weight loss, because that is going to have the biggest impact on my entire life. And through this journey, I will develop self-love. I will develop self-respect. I will become the kind of person that I respect. And then I will respect myself. That's how you change your fucking life. Weight loss is self-love. Weight loss is self-improvement. You absolutely have what it takes. And that leads us to rule number 10, which is master eating out. Some of these rules kind of tie in with each other a little bit, right? So this ties in a little bit with enjoy mom's apple pie. But master eating out. How many times have you ever gone on a weight loss journey and your weight loss plan was just cook at home, don't eat out? Again, restriction. Just cook at home, don't eat out. That means I can't go eat out with that person, even though I would if I wasn't, quote unquote, on a diet. You have to master eating out. All the 9 rules you just learned, apply these principles when you dine out. You can create go-to meals when you're out. Have 3 or 4 go-to places when you're out that have whole, real, and natural foods that you actually like. Normal portion sizes, right? Choose natural foods whenever possible. And practice portion control with those foods. There are people that eat out every single day that lose weight. I eat out now. For a lot of my journey, I ate out a little bit less because I was really practicing the relationship with food at home. But over time, I started practicing relationship with food, with eating out. Where are my go-to places? Okay, what are the rules I follow when I'm at a place that's not one of my go-to places? What do I do when someone orders breadsticks for the table? Well, I eat one breadstick. Unless I've already eaten some bullshit earlier that day, then I just pass on the breadstick, right? So come back to common sense. Did you eat bullshit for breakfast or lunch? Yeah, a little bit. Then maybe you just pass on the breadstick. But if not, and everyone's eating breadsticks, eat that breadstick and fucking savor it. Like, savor the breadstick. Savor mom's apple pie. Eat it slow. Take a breath. Take a bite of that Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Put it in your mouth and just fucking let it sit there for a second before you swallow. Look at it before you eat it. Taste it the way it was meant to be tasted. Make fucking love to that Haagen-Dazs. Make love to that fucking breadstick. Like, food is meant to make your life better. It's not meant to be this obsessive pain in the fucking ass thing. And I just can't lose weight, man, because the breadstick. No, one breadstick isn't going to make a difference unless you let it. And by let it, the way that you let it make a difference is when you start feeling bad about eating the breadstick. And when you feel bad, it leads to you making worse decisions. So again, we go from mindset to action. Mindset to action. How do you feel? How does that connect to your action? Master eating out. Apply all of these 9 other principles to eating out. I'm going to read through all of these one more time for you. Here are the 10 rules to the common sense diet. Rule number 1, never say you're on a diet. Rule number 2, keep it simple. Rule number 3, prioritize real food. Rule number 4, create go-to meals. Rule number 5, control your environment. Rule number 6, listen to your body. Rule number 7, enjoy bullshit foods in moderation. Rule number 8, no cheat meals. Rule number 9, enjoy mom's apple pie when she makes it. And rule number 10, master eating out. You absolutely have what it takes to lose weight. You absolutely have what it takes to keep the weight off. You absolutely have what it takes to believe in yourself. You absolutely have what it takes to have a healthy relationship with food. You absolutely have what it takes to stop obsessing over weight loss. You absolutely have what it takes to change your entire fucking life. You absolutely have what it takes to be an ordinary person and just decide to do something extraordinary. And it starts with taking care of yourself. How would you feel if you woke up tomorrow in a healthy body at a normal body weight? How would your fucking life be different? How would you walk different? How would you move different? How would you speak different? Would you make more money at work? Would you be having better sex with your partner? Would you have more options in the dating market? Would your friends treat you different? Would your partner look at you with a little more respect? Just a little bit more. Not that they disrespect you now. Would they just look at you a little bit different? Would they see you as the king or the queen that you really want to be? How would your life be different? Would your kids listen to you a little bit more if you had more better presence in the room? And would you have more commanding, better presence in the room or more loving presence in the room? Would who you are be amplified a little bit more if you felt better in your own body, if you looked in the mirror and smiled without it being an exercise of trying to love yourself, if it was a natural reaction? And is it possible that that would happen if you prioritize your health for a year or 6 months or 3 months? Yes, it fucking is. And you can do it. You can do it. I didn't think that it was possible for me for so fucking long. For so long. If you had any idea how little self-belief I had in myself, you would shit. I never thought that this would be my reality. Life is so much better for me than I ever thought that it was going to be, and it just keeps getting better. And I never could have done this had I not built this framework for myself, had I not taught myself all of these things that were such a fucking pain in the ass. And we're talking about 6 years of losing weight and gaining it back, a full year of losing 110 pounds, and then multiple years of sustaining those results. Took a lot of mental effort for me to get to the point where everything is just now standardized. If you want to expedite the process, you can absolutely do this by yourself. You can take all of these rules, write them down, and apply them and practice them. It took me years to do that. If you want to expedite the process and take all of the shortcuts that I never had access to, again, they're not shortcuts in pill form. They're not shortcuts in sticking a needle in your arm, leg, or ass to lose weight. They're shortcuts in changing who you are as a person and working on your mindset and breathing out the identity of the obese person and breathing in the identity of the person that deserves health. If you want to learn how to motivate yourself instead of receiving motivation externally, like from me, because me motivating you through this microphone right now is really great, but in 5 minutes, you're going to get off and forget about this motivation. That's how the world works. You have to change who you are. And if you want to do that, and you want to have a transformation like mine, and a transformation like all of my other clients that are losing weight and keeping the weight off, click the link in the podcast description of this episode and apply to work with me. We can do it together. I absolutely believe in you. If you made it to the end of the podcast episode, thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody that has been supporting us in this journey. Thank you to all of my clients that are prioritizing their health. And all of you are such a big inspiration to me. It's so healing to me to have gone on this journey and then to coach other people through this journey and all the fucking hardships that come up. It makes me fucking cry. It makes me almost tear up thinking, I don't know what else I would be doing with my life. This is exactly what I want to do. And to be able to be on this journey with all of you, whether you're a client of mine or not, even if you're just a listener, I really appreciate you all giving me the opportunity to do this and for supporting the content. So I hope that everyone has a great rest of your week, and we will see y'all next week.